let's be honest. Most AI shopping assistants today are basically glorified FAQ machines. You ask them something slightly outside the script, and they completely fall apart. That's because traditional conversational agents are trained on static datasets. They memorize patterns, but they can't actually reason through dynamic, real-world situations. Think about what a real e-commerce interaction looks like. A customer wants to haggle on price, ask about a return policy exception, checks whether an item ships to a remote zip code, then changes their mind 3 times. Current bots? They panic. The core issue is that training these agents requires verifiable feedback. The AI needs to know whether what it just did was actually correct or helpful. And in a messy, constantly changing e-commerce environment, that's incredibly hard to define. This is where Ecom-RLVE comes in. The name stands for Reinforcement Learning with Verifiable Environments for E-commerce. It's a training framework published on Hugging Face that tackles the core challenge head-on. How do you create realistic, verifiable training environments that actually reflect the chaos of online retail? The key word here is verifiable. In reinforcement learning, your AI agent takes actions and receives rewards based on whether those actions were good or bad. The problem is, who decides what's good? Ecom-RLVE builds structured simulation environments where outcomes can be objectively checked. Did the agent retrieve the right product? Did it apply the correct discount rule? Did it resolve the complaint according to policy? These aren't subjective. They have right and wrong answers, which means that AI can actually learn from them reliably. Here's where it gets really clever. The adaptive part of Ecom-RLVE means the training environments aren't fixed. They evolve. The system generates a wide variety of simulated e-commerce scenarios, price negotiation dialogues, inventory queries, order tracking, complaint resolution, product recommendations, all with dynamically generated parameters. Each environment has a ground truth answer baked in, so when the AI agent responds, the system can immediately verify correctness. No human labeler needed for every single interaction. The framework also introduces what they call task decomposition, breaking complex multi-turn conversations into verifiable subtasks. So instead of trying to evaluate an entire messy conversation holistically, you check. Did it get step 1 right? Step 2? Step 3? This modular approach makes training signals a much cleaner and more actionable for the model. It's essentially building a gym for e-commerce AI, a place where agents can practice thousands of realistic scenarios and get instant, accurate feedback. So does all this clever engineering actually produce better AI agents? The short answer is yes, and by a meaningful margin. Agents trained with the Ecom-RLVE framework significantly outperform baseline models on multi-turn task completion. We're talking about improvements in success rates on complex tasks like price negotiation and policy-based complaint handling, tasks that typically destroy standard conversational models. What's particularly impressive is the generalization. Because the training environments are adaptive and diverse, agents don't just memorize scenarios. They develop transferable reasoning skills. You train them on simulated data, and they perform better on real-world style queries they've never seen before. The framework also shows strong results with smaller, more efficient models. You don't necessarily need a massive 100 billion parameter giant to get good e-commerce performance. With the right training environment, leaner models can punch well above their weight class. Let's zoom out for a second and think about why this research matters beyond the paper itself. E-commerce is a multi-trillion-dollar industry, and conversational AI is increasingly the front line of customer interaction. Better trained agents mean fewer frustrated customers, lower support costs, and higher conversion rates. But there's a bigger picture here too. The core insight of Ecom-RLVE, that verifiable environments are key to reliable RL training, applies way beyond shopping. Think about AI agents for healthcare triage, legal document review, financial advising. Anywhere you need AI to navigate complex, multi-step, high-stakes conversations. The methodology is the breakthrough, not just the e-commerce application. And because this work is published openly on Hugging Face, it's accessible to researchers and developers worldwide. This isn't locked behind a corporate wall. It's a building block that the open source community can iterate on, extend, and apply to new domains. So what are the open questions and next steps? A few things stand out. First, scaling. How does this framework perform as you throw bigger, more capable base models at it? The early results with smaller models are promising, but the ceiling hasn't been tested yet. Second, real-world deployment. Lab benchmarks are one thing, but live e-commerce environments are messier, more adversarial, and far less predictable. Bridging that gap is the next major challenge. Third, multimodal interactions. What happens when you add product images, voice queries, or augmented reality shopping into the mix? The framework currently focuses on text-based dialogue, and extending it to handle rich media is a natural evolution. And finally, personalization. The best human sales reps adapt to individual customers over time. Can verifiable RL environments be designed to train agents that build persistent user models and genuinely personalize at scale? These are hard problems. But frameworks like Ecom-RLVE are exactly the foundation you need to start solving them.